Hello everybody, welcome to a Let's Build of Loading Diles. This is a B-Daman from Crossfight. So, cool little B-Daman here. It's a bottom loading one, so very interesting concept there. You load from the bottom, it shoots forward and all that fun stuff here. I was going to wait for this bottom loading guy until I built the other bottom loader I have, but I decided against that because it's been a while since I've done anything besides, Super B-Daman, so I was like, let's build a Crossfight one, because I have a bunch of Crossfight ones. So let's get into this fun guy right here. So got all the mechanisms of the core here, explaining how the core works. Supposedly it's a rapid fire type. I don't know how that would work that well, though, because the core doesn't seem that much of a rapid fire. But I don't know. Crossfight has probably some of the best rapid fire types, so... Well, I say that, but man, some of the supers I've built recently, it's like, ooh... Like Blade Orochi or whatever. Man, that is... The speed and power of that guy is like, wow. It's nice. But let's get into the Crossfight build. This will be my first bottom loading B-Daman, which is crazy to think about that. Because it's been a while. Well, actually, I never had a I never had a bottom loading. So, yeah, sorry, I was having to think about that. I'm like, have I done a bottom loading one? I do have another bottom loading type guy, because I have, was a SB2. Master Koryaku Special 2. But, have not built him yet, so... So, I wanted to build this guy, so... Usually I get more into the box itself, but... I kind of forgot the name of this character right here. He's not that important in the anime, so I kind of forgot about him. And Loading Diles himself is a very interesting design for B-Daman. I kind of like the look and aesthetic of it. It very much fits the whole Crossfight era, where they very much more used, like, either shades of blue or the... I don't know how to explain Crossfight. Crossfight used some weird sails. I mean, no, sorry. Man, I'm not having the right brain processing today. But Crossfight had some weird designs, I'd say. It's very much based off mech anime of the time, so I'm like, ugh. And I said sales by accident because I got confused when a message popped up on my thing, because I record on my phone. And that's how my brain works. It is not a good brain. So, yeah, we've got a little of the ratings right here. Talking about the rest of the parts here. But nothing too fancy, so let's get on to just building the dude himself, because why not? As that just falls on over, man. So, we got our wonderful sticker sheet right here. Looking pretty nice. I love the sticker designs of it. Love the whole, little aesthetic they went for. Love the little silver swirls and purple highlights and gold and all that stuff. Like, it looks really nice for sticker design. We got a Crossfight B-Dama, which, for a fun example... These are always darker than actual regular B-Damas, which I don't understand why, but... So here's a standard B-Dama that comes with most of the series, and there's the Crossfight one, which is really dark. It's also really small for a B-Dama. Is it actually? Maybe. It looks slightly smaller. I don't know, I had to throw it in a pen and find out. That's how I usually measure RC, the marble sizing and stuff like that. But kind of interesting there. And we got our parts here, so let's open this up, which... Bam, there we go. We'll trim all these out in just a minute, but let's look at everything that's getting included. So we got this nice little green hold parts and stuff like that. Looks very interesting. A bit of yellowed sticker there for the arcade game, which is not... I don't know if anyone's... I don't think anyone's preserved the arcade game, but... It is very interesting to see. I think it was online only, so that might be lost to time, sadly. But yeah, the online game would scan these codes in, and that's how it would just tell which B-Daman you were using. It was only used in the earlier parts of Crossfight instead of the later parts. But, still a cool idea. Don't know if the game was good or not, but it does a very cool idea. It also adds this sort of aesthetic that Crossfight went for, so I always enjoy the look and feel of it. And man, can we talk about this color here? I thought this was going to be a bit more of a blue guy, but no, he's actually really purple. I don't think it shows up on camera as well, though. Because on camera, it looks very navy-ish or whatever. Like a navy color. But actual, with my human eyes or whatever, this is very much a purple color. It's like a nice, midnight purple shade. On camera, it looks very blue. I don't know why that is. Even the packaging, it makes it look very blue. But yeah, it's actually much more of a darker shade of purple than I was expecting. Which is very nice, because that means that green's going to complement it way better than I thought it would. And we have a nice little core here. Just a nice little dark color. So, it's also another way darker color as well. Like, man, that box art over there makes this thing like look very different than what it actually looks like in real life. Which is kind of crazy to think about that. But of course, we're going to sit down, we're going to trim everything out, and then we're going to slap them all together. So, we'll be back in just a second. So, actually, before we go, let's look at the instructions, because I didn't even do this. Man. Sorry, I've been off my game. I have not built a B-Daman in a while. So, there's our cool blue marble there. Very awesome. Very much cool. Loved how Crossfight had its own little look and feel for that stuff. There's our sticker sheet. I won't be using it in this video because I'd like to scan them and make my own for later on. And then open this up. And there you got a lot of the fun little things about the B-Daman itself. Talking about the core mechanism. Talking about the whole... I'm guessing that's the whole B-Daman arcade machine right there with the little point cards and stuff like that, or that's for redeeming other B-Daman, because this, what was that, at the time you could get like random B-Damans from like if you bought some or whatever. For example, Spike Phoenix, if you bought like 5 B-Daman, you get Spike Phoenix for free or something like that. Very interesting little idea at the time. And then we got a few more little cool things in there, just explaining how to build it and stuff like that. But we'll be showing that off later in this video. So now we're going to get to the trimming process. We'll be back in just a second after I trim everything up. So, be right back. Woohoo! Okay, I'm back from trimming everything. Actually, I had to charge my phone too, so it's been actually a little bit longer than originally expected. But that's okay with me, because let's get started with all building. So with the first part of building loading dials, you want this little back piece right here. Pretty simple. And we'll take this little hold piece right here, and then we just want to slam it on in there. And just push it on in until you hear those nice clicks. And now the hold parts are now in there. So it looks like that currently. Not too bad, not too bad. And then after this, we want to take this little front piece here. And by the looks of it, we want to find these little other little hold parts here, something like that. Or, I don't know if they're hold parts, maybe little speed bump things, I don't know how to explain it. It's kind of hard to explain. But, by the looks of it, looks like it just wants me to shove them into this little thing here. So we're just shoving out. Yep, there we go. So, we shoved one on the inside of there. And now you just want to take the other side, shove one into there. And there you go. Got the front half of the core already built up and everything. We're looking pretty good, pretty solid. Now we're going to find the other half, the bottom half of the cord. I think this is the bottom half. Is this the bottom half? Looking back and forth on the instructions, I'm like, ooh, how do I want to sit down and set this up? This how, let's see. Oh, it slides on in. Oh, I see it now. Okay, so there's a little trail rack right there at the bottom area of it. And it just wants you to slide it on in. So there we go. It's all nicely in there now. Can really set up for this all fun. And now we're going to take our two core halves and just plop them together by the looks of it. So get that in there. So there's little pegs on this one side. Oh, see? There's little pegs on this one side right here. And then there's pegs on this side. We just want to plop them all together. Probably need to be paying attention to the camera more, because I don't want y'all to be lost with blurring and stuff like that. I would take that. Now take the little hold parts here. This is to do the bottom loading. Pretty cool idea there. Just slam it down and it pops on up. Pretty simple thing to insert though. All we're having to do is, let's see, gotta match it up though. You gotta match up the angles and everything for that. So make sure you are doing that. And while you are in the process of doing that, you just want to have it slide on in. So yeah, you want to take this front half here. There's a little area right there, matches up with that area. And now all we gotta do is just get them to slide on in, pretty much. So, there we go. Clicked into place and everything. Now it's all nicely set up. And there's the core already. So the core is nice looking. Everything is pretty much set for that. So now we have to put the little power adjuster in there, or the power brick, which this is one part of the, what was it? Battle era stuff that I always never got to. Oh wait, we need to put trigger on. Or not battle era, crossfight era is the power blocks. Like I get, you want to like stop kids from like hurting each other or whatever, but it's like, I think there was better ways to do this whole power block system that we're about to build. So there's our trigger mechanism. It works pretty well. And now let's build the power block, which gets sometimes in the way. It's not too bad, but I don't know. With ES ones, it gets really bad, because in the ES ones, like, you cannot lift your B-Daman up at all. If it's anywhere lifted up at all, it just loses almost all power to itself. I just realized I forgot to plop out a piece. Haha! That's what I get for doing this. And I sit down and be like, oops. I forgot to take out this piece right here. Off the tray. It's a little just slide piece. And I also forgot to take out the screwdriver, which I will actually be needing in just a minute. So I guess let's pop this out. I could have went and gotten like the fancier one, but instead of doing that, I'm lazy. So we're just gonna plop out the screwdriver they give for us to actually screw in the B-Daman. That's one thing I could give to Hasbro, at least, is that in the Hasbro release of Crossfight, instead of using weird proprietary, like, screw ends or whatever, which, instead of using this weird concept, they choose a basic Phillips screw, which works way better, in my opinion. That's what you should be using. Don't know why they made it complex for the Japanese market over here. Well, it's not complex, it's just dumb to me. I'm a bit too used to it now, because I'm like, because, like, what was it, when you're building super ones, like, they just use basic screws, and you're just like, I kind of like this way more than weird plastic screws that need my own kind of weird, crappy screwdriver for. I think that's one good part about ES, is I do actually, I do recommend getting at least one ES set to get one of those better screwdrivers. I'm being lazy today and not going to grab one of those, but I do actually recommend looking around and probably grabbing one of those areas. One of those little screwdriver things. So we just had to plop this in. Just like slides up and down pretty much. Very nice idea. And it doesn't really hold that greatly, so we just got to take our pieces. Let's see, there's the upper half right there. So, yeah. And there you go, just kind of works and shoves them together. So here's the whole power brick system. Idea is that, like, when it's up or whatever, it gives more power to you. Don't know if it works that well, to be honest, but it's just kind of one of those weird little ideas that they made. And then all you have to do to just get it working properly is just shove it on in. And just see if I can get this in properly. Ooh. Trying to get this one piece in. I know it flips in there. Yeah, it does. Okay. So we just have to... So we just kind of shove these pieces in there. And then the idea is you're supposed to flip this bottom hatch down here over the thing. Oh, there we go. I do not like that flip. That was very dangerous, sir. It didn't feel secure. But to be honest, after you build the core, you are never having to take this thing apart again. It is all set and done. Once you are fully done building it, you never have to sit down and ever take it apart again. So, at this point onwards, we pretty much just have to build the dude himself at this point. So we take the 2 halves of this wonderful guy here and just stick a lot of this all together. So stick the 2 halves, put them together. They actually sandwich really nicely together because instead of just being like split directly in half, they actually kind of just fits into the nice little folds I have made for it, which I kind of wish they'd do that a bit more. That works like super nicely compared to like some of the other ideas I usually do a lot of the times. And then we want to take this little back fin here and just push it down in, and that actually secures the 2 halves down, and it's actually made of plastic and everything. I love that about some of the other B-Daman series. Battle is like one of the worst with this, where they use rubber to hold a lot of the things together, or not rubber, or I don't use it to hold it together, but like the use of rubber pieces in Battle really sucks. It is not that great. And I think no, we have one more little piece here. I forgot about this one. We got the snoot. The snoot. Gotta insert the snoot into the B-Daman itself. And there we go. Our little alligator-looking boy is doing us well now. And then now I just want to bloop. Ah, that just broke in half. Well, it didn't break in half, but wow. That cord does not hold well together, does it? Until you actually like screw everything in. Am I gonna mess up everything I just built? Really hoping it doesn't do that. Didn't know it was gonna just slide off. That was apparently something which they get a bit more warning about over there. Okay, it does just kind of combine back together, so not too bad, but that is kind of worrisome. So we might hold off on plopping the head in just immediately, because we might want to plop in some arms or whatever to give a bit more security, at least to the actual core here. So let's plop in the arms real quickly. Get our weird crappy tool that I don't like using, but I was lazy. That's why I don't like using this tool. This tool sucks. Okay, there we go. There's 1/2 in there. And now I'm just going to make sure to hold this side in and just plop in the parts. Okay, there we go. Not too bad, not too bad. I feel like I'm missing a piece. Am I missing the back hatch or something? I might be. I forgot to take off the back hatch. Or is there a back hatch on this guy? It's kind of weird with some of these Crossfight ones, because like really early ones had back hatches and then other ones just didn't. So it'd be kind of a weird one if it didn't have a back hatch, but I can see them just not throwing it in there, to be honest. Okay. And now we got the feet, which just plop up to the front here. Very nice and simple. Just plop it on in. Take your little screw piece right here. That one just plops in super nicely. And then you want to take the other one, plop it in. And that should, oh no, it doesn't screw in. So, come on, pop on off. Okay, there we go. We got our cool little B-Daman dude here. Let's see, let me check the box one more time real quickly, because I want to make sure that I didn't forget any pieces on the purple ones. Okay, no, he doesn't have a back hatch. That's good. I'm making sure about that. I was like, he didn't have one, right? I could have just looked at the instructions I have in my lap, because I was like, eh. But I guess I was going to decide against that today. So let's take a marble here. Let's actually zoom out the camera, too. So there's our little marble down there. And then the idea is you want to just take the marble and just... There we go. Oh, it actually just slides right into the thing. Okay, that's pretty cool. And then I guess the idea is... Take a puck. Shoot it out. And then just take the... whatever... I wonder how many marbles I can throw in there. Like, can I throw more in there, or is it just the one? Okay, so it's just the... Is it just the one? Let's see. Okay, no, it does actually push the thing out of there fully, so that's kind of cool to know. But you still have the top loading idea, I guess. And then let's try the rapid fire abilities of this guy. So let's see. I don't know if you'd really call him rapid fire. The guy seems a bit more average in terms of his little shots here. With the little things. I guess the idea of rapid fire would be just to be slam it down or whatever. Because in a game of Break Bomber, you kind of had to be a little bit fast to get your marbles in or whatever. And I guess instead of just sitting down and being dropping one in or whatever, it just kind of quickens it up to where you could just be oh no, and just slam it down on there. I don't know if that really would give you much of a technical advantage, because you always have this whole power block system that kind of gets in the way. And by the point of adding magazines and stuff into this, I feel like this whole concept kind of just is a waste. Still pretty cool though, because plop it down, and it just goes on in. I know, I kind of like the idea. But I guess I'll mess around with it and see how useful it actually is in a game of Break Bomber. So that's pretty much it for this little video here. Thank you all for watching. And I'm going to go mess around with loading dials here and see the wonderful world of bottom loading. That's pretty much it. Thank you all for watching, and we will see you next time. Bye. Woohoo!